Hey there, this is Ron, and Lauren tells me that the lesson for this week is what to do if the house doesn't sell.
Correct.
Is that right, Lauren?
That is correct.
All right. Well, that is actually a very good question, and one that probably keeps a lot of people out of the real estate business because they're so afraid that that's going to happen. And I will confess that I've had houses that I wish I could have sold a whole lot faster than they did sell, granted. However, if a house doesn't sell, there's only a few things that can keep it from selling. So let's go down that list and discuss each one of them individually and see if any of them apply to you, if in fact you do have a house that doesn't sell. And if they don't apply to you, you might want to make a note of this list so that you can make sure that they don't apply to you when you get ready to put a house on the market. Now, we did a series of videos here recently, which are right up on your website, called the 14 reasons why houses don't sell. So the first thing we got to do is go back and review those if you are having an issue. But the first one on that list was getting the house ready to sell. So if your house has not sold, is it ready to sell? Does it look good? Is it attractive? Does it smell good? Is it staged? Does it have a lockbox on it? Does the frontal appearance of it make me want to get off the road and go in the house? So, and is it easy to get in the house? So if all of that is fixed and you're satisfied with that, then that's not the problem. All right. The second thing is, it can only be if the house is ready to sell. Well, is it priced right? If it's not priced right, have you done any homework, or are you just pulling a number out of the air and hope that you can sell a house for more than what it's worth? Make sure you do your comps, and whether you like the answer or not, it's worth what the market says it's worth, not what you want it to be worth. And you got to watch these values because they're bouncing around. They're still coming down heavily in some areas still, and they might still come down for a while. So if you've had this house for a few months and you thought it was worth 180 and now you find out it's only worth 165, you deal with it. That's the reality of the market. So is it overpriced? And if it is, you might want to think about adjusting it. However, don't adjust it until you really feel that that is the problem. I see too many people lowering the price before they have any idea whether that was the problem or not. You can't just assume it. If you think it's the price, ask the people that have contacted you about the house why it hasn't sold before you go correcting things that won't do anything but lower the price for no reason. If you get people coming to you and they say, we like it, but it's priced too high, and you hear that over and over again, then it's probably priced too high. If you've never had anybody say to you that the price wasn't the issue, then the price is probably not the issue. I strongly suggest that you pick up the phone and call a few of the people that have looked at the property, assuming that they have, and ask them why they didn't buy, and see if you can get to the bottom of that before you go trying to fix something that may or may not be broke. So if it's not the price, if it is the price, you got to lower it. If it's not the price, then the next thing I'd look at is, okay, how many people am I actually even getting to call me about the house? In other words, if I cranked up my selling machine. And if I haven't cranked up my selling machine, that means nobody's looking at the house, therefore nobody's buying the house. So is that my problem? How many people have contacted me? What do I need to do to get more leads coming in the front end so that I can pick the few out of the many and convert them into buyers? What am I doing now? And then what's the list that I can do? For example, do you have ads in the newspaper? Yes, there is a newspaper. It's black ink on white paper. I know Lauren's too young to know what that is, but they do have this thing that you hold up and you physically read, and there's no electronic gadget attached to it. People still read those things. And you should advertise in them. You should also advertise in the regional papers where you're at, the real papers. And then, of course, there's this online stuff. Have you got your house up on multiple sites where you live? Do you have an ad on Craigslist driving them to a page that shows your house and tells people how to get there and describes the house? Do you have ads on your local FSBO sites? Your FSBO.com and your ForSaleByOwner.com, and the list is this long. Go to Google and type in homes for sale in your city, blank city, home for sale in Jacksonville, Florida. Here'll come a whole list of sites that you can go put ads on. Check them out. Get the ads on there. The ads can be classified ads, totally script, like on Craigslist. If you're not on Craigslist, why the heck not? It's free. Get on Craigslist and get a page up, not just an ad. Show a picture of the house. Take the time to learn how to get on Craigslist. Do it once. Or get your 12-year-old to do it, but get on Craigslist, okay? In fact, I just bought a truck today off of Craigslist. I bought a big box truck that I'm going to put a sign on. You'll see pictures of that soon. It came off of Craigslist. I looked at the picture, I went out and I bought it. All right, so do you have enough presence to drive traffic to your site, to your house, or to call you, or both? Are you letting people call you after they see the house, or are you making it hard to get a hold of you? I want them to call you after they've seen the house or if they're in front of it. I don't necessarily want you to take all the calls from the people who want to know where's the house located and, you know, can I get in this $300,000 house for $500 a month and all that junk. We screen all of those out, but once they've seen that house, or if they want to get inside, you definitely want to make it easy for them to reach you. So are you doing enough to drive traffic? Are you running the ads? Are you putting the ads online? And here's the big one. Are you putting a big sign in front of the house with a unique selling proposition on it, like lease purchase or owner financing or something that'll attract attention? If you're not, you must get the sign up. And are you putting pointer signs out? Guys and gals, pointer signs will get you more traffic than anything else you can do. All of the things that I just described, pointer signs will get you more traffic than all of it. Also, but they're the biggest pain in the neck as well. Yes, they're going to get stolen. Yes, you got to put them up every week, but they drive traffic. So get those ugly pointer signs up, pointing to the house, for sale, your phone number, and an arrow pointing to the house. And if you don't get those up, you're going to lose a lot of that traffic you should get up. If you do all of those things and get a reasonable flow of traffic coming in, then you should find some few in that pile that have either money or credit. So, are you getting the traffic? Okay, let's say you are and you're satisfied with it. Okay, is the traffic going to the house? You should find out if the traffic's going to the house. If you put flyers in there like I trained you to do on the countertop, you'll know if they're taking them or not. You can see the evidence that they've been in the house and through the house. Have you checked the lockbox? Are you sure the code you're giving them will even open the lockbox? Are you keeping an eye on the house? Is the lockbox with the key in the lockbox? Is the yard mode? Are they going in the house? So find out if they're going in the house. So if you find out that you're getting a reasonable flow of traffic through that house and it's still not getting bought, I think it's time for you to pick up the phone and call them and find out why they're not buying and see if you can identify the problem. Most of the things concerning a house that's sitting on the market can be fixed. If they can't be fixed, for example, I've had some small houses, I mean 800, 850 square foot houses that I had a hard time selling just because of the size. I can't fix that. So if I can't fix it, I make sure that it's apparent in my advertising so that the people that do come to it know that it's small. I put small homes suitable for a couple or whatever in the ad. And if I have to reduce the price, I reduce the price. If I have to give them some incentive to buy, like paying all their closing costs or throwing in a car or whatever it takes, then I'm going to do what I'm going to do. So if you get in the traffic and they're going through the house, then you probably got a problem with the house. Or again, the price is too high. See if you can fix it. But don't jump to conclusions. Find out what the problem is based on the people that have looked at the house. And of course, if they haven't looked at the house, then you know what the problem is. So there's a few things right offhand. I think that probably the mistake most people make is they don't do enough to drive traffic on the front end, so they don't have enough suspects to convert to prospects. Then of course, there's always, okay, I'm getting the suspects, they're going through the house, I'm getting people to call me. Now, do I know enough about my business to take some of those prospects and turn them into deals? Or am I blowing off good folks because I'm looking for that perfect buyer? Guys, if you're looking for somebody who has excellent credit and money, that's a big search. I mean, you're in a very small percentage of the marketplace, so you better ask yourself, if I've done everything I can to get this household and I can't find that qualified buyer, is it time for me to put this thing on there for a lease purchase? Get as much down payment as I can, get somebody in it, and get it out of my life so I can move on to the next one. And I will tell you, if you're not doing lease purchases, you're missing the biggest part of the business anyway. So if you haven't backed yourself into a corner buying a house so that you have to have a short-term exit, my plan is very simple. If you insist on cashing out and you can't get it cashed out, then go for a lease purchase buyer and put the lease purchase buyer in there, assuming that it's ready to sell. And if it's not ready to sell, you can always do a work for equity lease purchase buyer. So there's always an exit. I've never had a house I couldn't sell. I can tell you that I've had quite a few of them that sold a lot slower than I thought they would. And on the other hand, I've had some that I thought would drag that moved quickly. So you just never know. And all you can do, get it ready, get it on the market, price it right, drive traffic to it, and then follow through with the traffic to see how you can convert those to buyers. And that's it. I hope that helped. I'll see you next week on the next lesson.